Access to credit remains a daunting task for small and medium enterprises as many banks shy away from the risk of non-repayment. Of the country's 7.8 million SMEs, only 9% of them have access to credit facilities, leaving an annual credit gap of over $6 billion. KTN's Charles Gitunga now speaks to Jeff Vincent, the Chief Underwriting Officer at African Trade Insurance Agency, on how banks can adopt credit insurance products and be in a more comfortable place to lend to small and medium enterprises.
Keen on SMEs, and that's because, banks consider them as high risk, and I believe you're in a position to tell us the rates of non-repayment of SMEs to banks when they borrow. How is it? Are we getting better or are we getting worse?
SMEs, well, because there's so much that can happen that makes that a default. If it's a sole proprietor, the guy can fall ill, can run under a bus, so there's so many things that can happen, and that makes it risky. You have all the SMEs don't have necessarily all the skills to manage their company properly. A lot of them have a very limited capital base. As soon as they have one client who doesn't pay in time, they can be on the ground. So it is indeed a more risky business than if you insure a big multinational. And that's why the banks, traditionally, they don't take a lot of risk themselves. They ask for collateral, for securities, and then their business is really to call the security and to enforce their rights under the loan agreement and to get their money back.
Of course, the SME sector is growing quite quickly in the country. We are seeing a lot of young businesses starting, and they want money. They go to banks. Are we seeing the same case, more and more banks going towards taking insurance for the credit to SMEs?
Absolutely. It also has to do with the change at ATI. Initially, we were focusing on big transactions, mostly with foreign banks who give big loans to big companies. But our mission is really to support the local economy also, to facilitate trade. So we have been adjusting our products. The way we look at risk, we have created the expertise also. We have found information sources that allow us to take risks that we wouldn't have taken 5 years ago, because now we are better equipped and we have the right people to work on it.
Recently, you've signed an agreement with Chase Bank, yes, and now NIC. Yes. How many more banks are you covering their loan portfolio and their lending to SMEs?
On this basis, we have 3 banks that are very actively engaged, and we have other banks, queuing up. So they would like, because it's a good product. I really think it meets the need of the banks. Our problem is capacity. If we sign such a program, we need to deliver.